No. Just making it.
We're live.
Oh,
I'm just being prepped right here by Laura. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to one of our new live session in our new studio. We're still here. This week we reached 25,000 subscribers, so thank you so much, all of you guys that have joined us this week. That's awesome. What else has happened this week? We started a new series this week called What Is It Really Like? So the first episode started yesterday, so I hope that you enjoyed that. And obviously, there was some major news and announcement for the borders opening. But first up, let's introduce ourselves and say what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing a travel live session, meaning that you can ask us all your questions about traveling in New Zealand because we kind of are the experts of traveling in New Zealand. Also, I'm really cold. Laura, why are we the experts?
Well, this is Robin, and like you said, I am Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuides.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide, because it literally has thousands and thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand. Of course, when you are actually able to come to New Zealand, because despite the announcement that happened this week, the borders are still closed to New Zealand. Not that we were thinking they were going to open, but yeah, the borders are still closed to New Zealand. So unfortunately, not everyone can get to New Zealand at this time, but it's never too early to plan the perfect road trip around the country. And of course, if you're already in New Zealand, then nzpocketguide.com is the perfect place to figure out what to do around you. So yeah, we on the website, it's like I say, thousands and thousands of articles. But if you're not really into reading, this is what this live Q&A session is all about. You can come onto the live chat and ask your New Zealand travel questions directly to the writers behind nzpocketguide.com. And we will do our best to answer for you. And if you do miss the live session, you can always put your questions in the comments of any of our YouTube videos, and we can pick up those questions and go through them during the live session as well.
Yeah, I didn't give them to Laura this time around.
No, so
here you go.
Too bad for anyone that left a comment.
I will pick them up. They are literally in the box next to me. Okay, so we are having, what do we have in the live chat? Raihan says, I heard that New Zealand borders will reopen in 2022 for international students. Is that correct or not, Laura?
Well, there has been an announcement that there is going to be a 4-step process of how the borders are going to be opening. And in terms of international travel and things like that, I think also including international students, then it is actually more depending on how your country is handling the COVID-19, and from there, also depending on whether you've been vaccinated or not, and whether your country is going to be in a low risk, medium risk, or high risk category, and depending on which category your country is in, there'll be a certain pathway for you to perhaps come to New Zealand or not. But so I know that's very vague.
Yeah, there's been a lot of vague announcements right now, but there's nothing concrete. So I wouldn't bank on you will be able to come in 2022 as an international student. It is not unlikely, right? That's literally as specific as I can be, but there is no clear official answer just yet, and we don't like to spread misinformation on this channel. So I'm not going to tell you yes. Don't plan around that. And if you are lucky enough to be able to, well, at that point, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We have Fabio. Fabio, how are you doing? How do you like your new studio, Fabio? I don't know if you joined us since the new studio, but that was thanks to you. Your donation made us pass a certain threshold, and then we can do the whole studio. I talk about it in another live session. So yeah, how do you like it? Anyways, Fabio says Morena,
which means good morning in the Maori language.
Yes, indeed. We have Clay that says morning all. How are you doing, Clay? How is it going in Dunedin? We have Extreme Talauta that says Morena. And we have Fabio that says the quality is very low today. Is there something about your internet connection? There is always something about our internet connection. Yes. It's been a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, hopefully that's going to slowly improve throughout the morning.
Yeah, let it keep us updated on the live chat. If you see anything going wrong, just let us know, and then we can maybe sort it out. But
we're supposed to get fiber in or before December. We've got a little leaflets in the mailbox. So in or before December, we're going to get super boost fiber awesomeness. So yeah, hopefully something will go well. Nana says, when are you all reopening the borders for all migrants?
Well,
Clay, take a shot. Go.
So there has actually recently been an announcement this week, but the announcement was basically that there is no new
The announcement was
announcement.
there is no announcement.
So yeah, unfortunately, there is no set date for when the borders are going to be opening. However, it is sort of going to be a sort of slow process of opening the borders since the beginning of 2022. So as of yet, no solid information of when the borders are going to be opening, but expect in 2022 for New Zealand borders to start opening very gradually.
Yes, so there's going to be a system of different countries. There's going to be high-risk countries, medium-risk countries, and low-risk countries. And the New Zealand government is going to determine, depending on your handling of the pandemic in your country, which category you fit in, and therefore you will have some different conditions for entry in New Zealand, or some countries may still be completely shut out of New Zealand in 2022. So we have a full announcement video where we cover literally all of it in a news network style. Anyway, but yeah, there is a link in the description of the video. I took the time to actually put the link of this one. So I think it says like official border announcements, and there's a link literally in the description. It's one of the first two links. So please click on that and watch the video. You have all the official sources. And I think that it's going to really help you understand where is New Zealand standing at this stage. Christina says, hi, everyone. I hope you are well. Are we well, Laura?
We are very well. Thank you so much for asking.
Adil says, Kiara, Robin, and Laura, congratulations on reaching 25,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Do you want to do the 25,000 subscriber dance, Laura?
Damn you.
Okay, then we're having Jonathan Vincent. Hey, it hasn't been a while. It says, greeting all. Greeting, Jonathan. How are you doing? We have Clay that says, the quality is crystal clear at my end.
Oh.
Nice. Wow,
okay, that's good.
And also he's upset having to already take a shot. You know that's your second one, right? We have Raihan and we also had Nana. So here you go. That's two shots already.
So your Weet-Bix bowl should be about this full of spirits right now.
And Fabio says the new studio is great and you're very welcome for my help for the new studio. You are the best. All right, guys, should we do the news? You know that we do like to do the news, cover the latest news that's have arose in the travel realm in New Zealand. So let's just do this little news while you guys are getting warmed up. Also, it's going to warm us up. It is cold today in New Zealand. I have to say, it is pretty cold.
It is.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to New Zealand Travel News, the segment when we go over the news that people looking to travel to or around New Zealand may care about. We are the team behind New Zealand's largest travel guide, NZPocketGuide.com. I am Robin, and this is Laura.
All right, guys, let's start with our first piece of New Zealand-related news, and this comes from News Hub, published on the 13th of August 2021, entitled Disappointment as Amazon Shifts Second Season of Lord of the Rings production to the UK. So Economic Development Minister Stuart Nash is disappointed after Amazon confirmed the second season of its Lord of the Rings production will be shifted to the UK. The much-hyped first season of the Lord of the Rings TV show, which was filmed in New Zealand, will premiere on September the 2nd, 2022, yay, via Amazon Prime's video streaming service. But despite the government giving Amazon more than $100 million boost to film the series in New Zealand, the US e-commerce giant's TV arm confirmed it will shift production of future seasons to the UK. The government was informed of the decision yesterday, Nash said in a statement on Friday, with a note that he was disappointed by the decision. Amazon Studios advised that post-production work on Season 1 will continue in New Zealand till June 2022. However, Season 2 will be filmed in the UK as part of a strategy by the studio to expand its production space and consolidate its footprint in the UK, Nash said. I'm enormously proud of the New Zealand screen sector. The Amazon Studios decision in no way reflects the capabilities of our local film industry or the talents of the people who work in it. This is a multinational company that has made a commercial choice.
Yes, so basically the New Zealand government always gives money to big companies that want to come and film in New Zealand. So the fact that Amazon got 100 million of tax breaks and everything coming to New Zealand to film is nothing unusual. When The Lord of the Rings was filmed back in the day, so when movies that come to film in New Zealand, Mission Impossible 3, I think, got some scenes shot in New Zealand as well. I mean, a lot of movies are shot in New Zealand. they always get tax break. Basically, they get about 25% of their spendings as tax break and everything like that. So on 20%. And Amazon just got an extra 5%, but that deal was struck off because they did not do subsequent season here in New Zealand. So it's nothing unusual. They didn't get extra money that other company wouldn't have gotten. It's just sad that New Zealand is not going to be the home of the Lord of the Rings past the first season of the show. But I understand. I mean, they shoot already a lot of shows in the UK, so they already have all their team over there. Why travel across the world?
And also, the Tolkien estate is very much sort of, it's from the UK base, so strong.
All right,
UK
we just got a quick donation of €5 from Fabio. Thank you very much, mate. He says here for a better internet connection. Well, we are going to put this money toward replacing this frame with a TV screen at some point. So we're raising $500 to be able to do that. Anyway, next news.
Okay, so this is a piece from Radio New Zealand, published on the 14th of August 2021. And entitled Travel Restricted from Fiji to New Zealand. That's not a very well-titled piece. Never mind. Travel is restricted to New Zealand from Fiji this weekend. There are more than 24,000 active cases of COVID-19 in Fiji and at least 330 deaths since the outbreak began in April. Fiji is now considered a very high-risk country to New Zealand, and from midnight Sunday, only New Zealand citizens, their partners, and children will be able to travel there from Fiji under certain conditions. Travelers from Fiji who meet these restrictions will be required to spend 14 days in MIQ, which is the Managed Isolation and Quarantine, when they arrive. New Zealand's COVID-19 Minister Chris Hipkins made the announcement on Wednesday to protect the health of New Zealanders. We put these stronger measures in place for specific countries as outbreaks there are out of control, and we want to reduce the risks to New Zealanders, to people bringing COVID-19 here from those places.
Yeah, so sadly, due to the poorer health system in Fiji, the situation is a little bit out of control right now. I actually was this week chatting with some of my friends in Fiji. As you know, we also run a travel guide for Fiji called FijiPocketGuide.com. And literally, some of their family members, their neighbors, and their coworkers, like everybody who actually had tested positive for COVID-19. So all our thoughts are with them, obviously. And hopefully the situation will stabilize over there and travel will resume as normal, post-pandemic.
Yeah. And our next piece comes from Radio New Zealand, published on the 13th of August 2021, entitled PM's Roadmap, Phased Border Reopening, Faster Vaccine Rollout, Delta Readiness Critical. Okay, so Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has released a roadmap for a phased process of border reopenings that could begin during the first quarter of next year, as long as New Zealand completes its vaccination rollout by the end of this year. Relaxing border measures before all New Zealanders have had a chance to be fully vaccinated would be unfair to some, including children, Michael Plank writes. New Zealand's elimination strategy remains at the centre of the plan, but will shift to collective armour of border restrictions to the individual armour of vaccination. The government is ramping up vaccination, and officials are developing a system of travel for fully vaccinated people based on a risk classification of countries similar to the UK's red, amber, and green lists. A limited self-isolation pilot will start in October to set up and trial new testing and vaccine checking systems at the border. The announcement follows advice from Strategic COVID-19 Advisory Group chaired by epidemiologist Sir David Skegg, which recommended New Zealand shouldn't relax its border restrictions until the vaccine rollout is complete.
So we did cover this big travel news announcement over the week. You can find a video link to this video on the description of the video. And so the announcement stated that here's the plan that we're going to start putting in place in early 2022. They made us do some tries before that, but the road is still very long ahead of time. And basically the plan is a point blank copy of the UK plan. I don't know if you are aware of what the UK plan is, but basically they have 3 different ranks of countries and they classify them by color. We have 3 different ranks of countries and we say low risk, medium risk, and high risk. That's literally the same thing. And the government is going to place countries in different slots, and then there's going to be different restrictions from all those countries. So what the New Zealand government has decided to do is to shift the burden of accepting people from a country completely to your own country. So how your country handles the pandemic is extremely important to you being able to come to New Zealand. That is crucial, and that's probably the most important thing that there is. And they also stated that they're probably only going to accept vaccinated travelers, so it's not really official, but there was a lot of mention on that. But there has not been a list of allowed vaccine just yet. So that will take some time, but that is probably going to be published, and obviously we will keep you appraised. Now, where are we in New Zealand? We are on step 1, which means we basically kind of work out a plan. So nothing is happening just yet. The borders are not opening before 2022. Some of the travel bubbles that we've already been having, such as with Australia, may reopen and may restart if Australia gets the Delta variant under control. But that's pretty much it. So there is not going to be like a grand reopening of the borders in early 22. That's simply just not in the plan for the New Zealand government, sadly. So we obviously will keep you appraised. Again, there is a video which is about 20 minutes. I go through everything. I even put the official kind of videos on there, so you can have all the official information just right here. So I strongly encourage you to click below and actually watch that video. And hopefully we'll keep you updated with some good news in the coming weeks. So as news keeps on coming, we're obviously going to post some more videos. So stay subscribed, stay around. Next.
Next, and our final piece is about our New Zealand travel deal of the week.
Yes, so we do pick a travel deal. If you are in New Zealand wanting to actually have some fun, we pick one deal that you may want to take advantage of every week.
Yeah.
They are not sponsored, by the way. We literally just scavenge on the internet and try to find some good ones. Yeah.
All right, so this is a deal with Tongariro River Rafting. And the deal includes getting free photos, free 360-degree photos, free entry to the nearby geothermal hot pools in Takano, and a river rafting on the Tongariro River. And that is all for 129 New Zealand dollars.
All right, so that's a pretty good deal. And you won't be cold. I know it's winter right now. Everybody thinks they're going to be cold. And you won't be cold. You're going to get thick wetsuits. We've done a lot of whitewater rafting in winter. It's a lot of fun because on top of it, there's less people on the river.
Yeah.
And usually there's a bit of a higher flow. So it is more fun to do whitewater rafting in winter. And you won't get cold because
anyway, if you do, free entry to the hot pools afterwards.
Exactly. So you'll warm up afterwards. All right, here you go. And that wraps up this news segment. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to reward our hard work and stay up to date with all our videos. Plus, check out nzpocketguide.com for thousands of tips, hidden gems, and much more. All right, let's go back to the live chat. Where are we at? Oh my God, where are we? Christina says, we are well. Drove almost 5 hours to surprise my mother-in-law, and she's not here yet. Lol.
Aww.
Okay, so she's bored, just watching her phone, be like, come on. They have a beautiful backyard, so we will watch you a bit and wait. Nice one.
Oh, nice. Not bad.
Views. So yeah, so as I mentioned, Fabio gave us a bit of a donation. So we use, I want to replace this frame right here with the screen so that I can show a map of New Zealand when we talk about different places. I can also show some photos of the place that we talk about and everything. But so I found a TV for about $300, and then you should do all the cables, all the stuff and everything. So I think it's gonna be about $500 to do all that. Because just the stand for a TV is so expensive. Like $100 for a TV stand drives me nuts. Okay. Clay say, speak for your neck of the wood about the weather. He say there it's not cold in Dunedin. The sun is out, believe it or not. Nah, I don't.
We have the
I don't believe it.
We actually have the sun out today. It's just super frosty.
Yeah,
so
it's very frosty
it is
today,
quite cold.
Nature Views say hello from Ethiopia.
Oh, nice.
Hello, how are you doing? I am planning to study at Waikato University. Any advice?
Well, we actually we're definitely not experts about studying and doing higher education in New Zealand. This is definitely more of a travel channel, so we can definitely give you advice on what to do in Hamilton, where the Waikato University is based.
Also, we do have a really on nzpocketguide.com. We do have an article of study in New Zealand right here. I'm clicking, and so you can see where it is. It's all about your first week in New Zealand as a student.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the best advice we can give them.
Well, there we go. Robin knows more advice than I do. So
if you go here, mate, so you go on NZ Pocket Guide, right? Then you click on studying in New Zealand and the work in New Zealand, so work and study, yeah? study in New Zealand, then you have an article with the first week of arriving in New Zealand as an international student. So I think that's the best tips we can give you. We literally go day by day on what we think you should be doing, all the things I need to be aware of, how to literally you have every single day all the advice you can have. So I think the best advice I'm going to give you coming to study at Waikato University is to check this one out. And so therefore you'll be able to know a little bit more about what it entails to study in New Zealand. Plus, on top of that, then you can check out the beautiful city of Hamilton, which has a lot of on offer.
Yes.
Now you can talk about beautiful.
Yeah, so a good article to check out for basing yourself in Hamilton would be the top day trips from Hamilton. You know, when you're an international student in New Zealand, it's really awesome to explore the country. You're going to get lots of opportunity, obviously, to see what to do in Hamilton, and there's some really cool free attractions. Obviously, being a student, you're probably going to be on a budget, so you know there's the Hamilton Gardens, which is a free attraction there, one of the best gardens and sort of creative displays in New Zealand. But on top of that, yeah, amazing shopping, eating, all that good stuff in Hamilton. But around Hamilton, you can do some easy, nice day trips to places like Raglan, which is the surf mecca of the North Island. You can go to Hobbiton in Matamata, which is where hobbits live. And where else can you go? There's also, what's on the day trips? Did you get it up?
No, but I was about to say, actually, there's a new video series coming out this week on the channel because I'm that good. I do new video series to try to entice you to check out more of awesome stuff. And guess what? On Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday. I hope it's Wednesday. It's either Wednesday or Tuesday, but I think it's Wednesday. On Wednesday, there's a video coming out on this channel, which are the 5 best getaways out of Hamilton. So here you go. You'll be able to watch that. And I'm just going to be talking about 5 things that I will do if I had a free weekend in Hamilton. So yeah, check it out.
Cool.
Coming on Wednesday. So make sure to hit subscribe so like that you get a notification. Then you need to ring the bell. I don't know how that works. I don't care. Just click on subscribe. We do the videos for you guys, right? Not for YouTube's and some little numbers. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, Nathan Bath says, Kia ora, good morning, Laura and Robin. Sorry, I'm late to the stream.
That's okay.
Scold him a little bit. Welcome on board. It's okay. Better late than never, as they say. Nana asks, is Cook Islands migrants having the potential to enter New Zealand when the border starts to reopen?
Well, actually, right now, there is a travel bubble with the Cook Islands and New Zealand. So this means that basically between those two countries, it's a quarantine-free travel. So people coming from the Cook Islands and vice versa, they can enter New Zealand and not have to go into managed isolation or quarantine. So it is basically almost getting back to normality when it comes to travel between those two countries. So yes, that is, I think, the only country as of this date right now that you're watching it on the whatever of August 2021.
It's the 15th of August.
The 15th of August. It is currently the only country open with New Zealand for a travel bubble right now with quarantine-free travel.
The whatever it is. I love it. But yeah, I love saying the word bubble, by the way. I love the fact that there is travel bubbles everywhere. I love the word bubbles.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are we on? We have Rayhan. Rayhan, you're asking the same question you just asked. Rayhan says, when borders will open for international students? We answered that question right at the beginning of the video, mate. You just asked.
Rewind.
Are you aware that every single time you ask us about the border, there's a guy called Clay in the city of Dunedin in New Zealand that has to take a shot, and it's 8:23 in the morning. Are you just trying to get him drunk? All right, Laura, when are the borders will open for international students? Go quick.
Okay, so no official new announcement of exactly when the borders are going to be opening. New Zealand will be gradually opening its borders from the beginning of 2022, but that is based on how certain countries are doing and whether they're at a high risk, medium risk, or low risk.
Low risk.
In terms of for international students, perhaps best to head to the Ministry of Education website, which Robin's going to put onto the screen right now.
I will stop acting like a clown.
I'm trying to give you something to do.
Wow.
So yeah, Robin's going to put on the screen right now the address of the Ministry of Education website, and on there that has some information more directed towards international students. So go have a look on there. That information is updated as the information comes out.
And it is on. It's not on. It doesn't want to be on. It's me to be
Otherwise, click
Yeah, it is
subscribe.
on. It is on. It is
Click
on.
subscribe and the notification bell to stick with us. So when there is
bell.
going to be some announcements, then we will obviously report it on this channel. So if you want to see the latest news and updates, then you'll get your notification from this channel and we will keep you updated.
All right, I'll start being cheeky. It's just because we already answered that question before, so I thought I'd be cheeky a little bit. It was just a joke. I'm not upset. Christina is cheering with Claire because he's having to have another drink. We also have Mansour Ahmed that says, "Hi, I am a professional civil engineer with a master degree and having 11 years of experience. Could you please tell us about current job market for civil engineers?" So as Fabio has mentioned in the live chat right now, we are not a registered immigration advisor, and therefore we do not have the right legally to give you any advice about immigration. When it comes down to the civil engineer market, sadly we're a travel channel, so I don't really even know what civil engineering is. I think you make roads and bridges, and yeah, as I can see, New Zealand needs better roads and better bridges, so there is probably a market for that. But that's pretty much all we know about it. But if you are some places where you would like to settle in New Zealand, you want to know things to do around there, we're more than welcome to ask and talk about that. But Sally, giving you careers advice but right now without knowing anything, I would feel very bad about doing that because I want you to succeed in life and I don't want to give you bad advice. So one thing that we try to do on this channel is to only talk about the thing that we know and can talk about, and that will be traveling in New Zealand. I hope that you understand, Mensa. Emoji guy is here with, what do we have? We have a peace sign, we have a thumb up, we have a rooster, we have a bear, we have a sleeping. What's the sleeping bear? Like, no, the animal that sleeps like that.
A koala bear?
No, the other.
Sloth?
Sloth. There, we have a sloth, a kangaroo, a ram, and a bee. Here you go. That's a lot of emojis.
Thank you for verbally describing that to me because, as you can see with this new setup, I don't actually get to see any of your comments.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I want this, because like that I can put your comment. I want to put the screen here so I can have a feed of your comments right here. You can see your comments so you see if we see them or not.
So unfortunately, I do miss out on the visuals of the emojis, which is very disheartening. But at least Robin could describe them to me so it can make me feel just a little bit better.
All right, Clay says it's a sunny 7 degrees and heading for a tropical 12 degrees today in Dunedin.
Wow.
And barbecue and beer weather, he says.
In your shorts?
In your shorts, yeah. He says, I don't feel bad this morning starting early with the border question so far. Okay, good. Well, wait we're here for another 33 minutes, mate. We'll see how you feel at the end. By the way, Clay did mention that he really liked the logo for the live session, for the news. Yeah, like the jingle. I hope you enjoyed that. Hilarious. I actually I picked that music, that cheesy ass music, because thinking of you because you were laughing so much when I was singing something cheesy. Nature Views say, thank you, that's really helpful. You're very welcome, mate. I hope that you're going to enjoy studying in Hamilton. There's a lot to do around. It's really a fun place to live in. Christina says, Claire, you crack me up. And she says it's a high of 26 degrees where she is.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, at least you get to sit in the garden. Yeah. We definitely wouldn't go sit in the garden right now. It's very cold.
Fabio says, Claire needs a shot hat. Like this stupid cap with two ears attached. Yeah. You should watch us with that. This travel thing is becoming absolute nonsense. Sally says, hello, what was your favorite hot pools or spa that you've been so far, and for value for money? Thank you. That's a good question. Let's talk about it for a wee while. So I'm just going to read a little bit better. Sally Haig asks, hello, what was your favorite hot pools and spa that you've been to so far, and the best one for value for money? Thank you. All right, Laura, do you want to get us started with one of your favorites?
Yeah, I think I'll get started with the one that I definitely think is a really good hot pool and is really good value for money, which is the Waikiki Valley Thermal Pools. This is located perhaps a 20-minute drive out of Rotorua going south on your way to Taupo. It's one of these hot pools where there's lots of different areas to go to. There's lots of different pools of different temperatures, some smaller ones, some larger ones, looking into a nice geothermal valley where the natural hot springs can be seen going through the complex. And this one it has a very very good sort of price to go there. And there are definitely some hot pools in New Zealand that are quite high price, and especially around Rotorua. But this one I'd say is probably the best value in the Rotorua area. So that's Waikiki Valley thermal pools, and we do have a video on this channel of us actually visiting the pools. I remember actually on that day I was actually feeling a little bit unwell, but when I went to the pools and I was just relaxing there, I was like, oh, this is making me feel so much better. So yeah, check out the video to see what that hot pool complex is like.
One really good one that a lot of people tend to forget about is on the south end, and that's the Maria Hot Springs. It's located in the Arthur Pass. Am I correct? No,
Lewis
Pass. Sorry, Lewis Pass. I always mix those two ones. Anyway, so it's located in the Lewis Pass, and so although it's not the cheapest one, right? The views there, you're literally in the valley, and you see like all the alpine landscape of the southern. And you see all the water. There's like a little wall. You can see all the pebbles and everything. It's absolutely amazing. Now there is a few sand flies there, but they actually have put some new things in place, and they kind of spray and everything. So there's much less than last time we went there. But honestly, I think that just for the scenery alone, this is one of the best hot pools. And I put some videos right here so you guys will see what I'm talking about. But wow, it is absolutely amazing as a hot pool in New Zealand. So I think that. It's not the one that people think usually about, but I think it should be on top of many people's list.
Yeah. Another one also on the South Island that it's probably one that is priced on the sort of higher end for hot pools, but similar to other hot pools. But it's great value for money because it is the largest hot pool complex in the country, and that's Hanmer Springs Thermal Pools, located in the spa town of Hanmer Springs. It is the main sort of attraction there, and it's maybe a couple of hours drive from Christchurch. Maybe 2 to 3 hours. We'll have to just double check that one. But yeah, the Hanmer Springs Thermal Pools has, again, lots of different areas to relax in. They have some sort of more natural looking areas where they put some nice plants and rocks and sort of things around. But then they also have a sort of a water park, like a thermal water park there with slides and all sorts of crazy things. You do have to pay a little bit extra to go onto the water slides, but it's definitely worth it because it gives you also access to the whole hot pools complex. They have a lazy river. This place is huge. It's definitely an experience. So we definitely would add that one to the list. And again, we do have a video on this channel, so check it out.
For sure. Okay, so the last one I'm going to mention, because you kind of have to mention it when we talk about spa and hot pools. I'm going to talk about the Polynesian Spa. It is probably one of the most expensive for what you get out of it, but it's also one of the most popular. We have a video right here, so we're going to show you a little bit what it is. But you get different tier of pricing, so you can get whatever pricing you want. Out of all those, if I were to pick the Polynesian Spa, that would be for convenience and also for the view. So therefore, I would want to get myself a private pool in order to get like a beautiful Rotorua Lake views. But therefore, that would make it quite expensive. So if you're really into value for money, that probably not be your best option, and others that we have mentioned may be better. Is there a last one you want to mention? Or?
There is a last one, which I want, which we do also have a video on. It's, I hope this is the right name, but Our Kerry Hot Springs. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, in the East Cape, right?
Yeah, towards Whakatane.
Yeah. Oh.
It's
yes.
I'm going to talk about this one because it is one of the cheapest, and you will find these sort of hidden gem hot pools around the country, which are basically the complex will be like a normal swimming pool, but it is all sort of geothermally heated, and then they'll have some small sort of bathing pools on the side. So in terms of being compared to places like Polynesian Spa or Hanmer Springs, which are like big.
Yeah, the facilities at the Our Kerry hot pools are not going to be anywhere near to compare, right?
They're definitely not the same sort of standard as that. But in terms of the price, and if you just want to sort of relax in some nice geothermal sort of fed water, not geothermal fed water, but sort of geothermal mineral hot pools, then this sort of complex like Our Kerry Hot Springs, there's one for what we already mentioned in this live video already, the Tokano hot pools, for instance.
Which one was the one on the East Cape that we went to as well?
Morere Hot
Springs are nice as well.
That's another very good value. We could go on for good value ones as well. But yeah, these ones are sort of the cheaper ones, but obviously, not a huge complex, but just a really good sort of value for money that will be less than 15 New Zealand dollars.
Yeah, but also they're also a bit off the track from where most people travel around. Yeah. All right, so yeah, that wraps up this video about the best hot pools in New Zealand. I hope that was helpful. Obviously, there are many other hot pools in New Zealand. We just picked the like our favorite for today, the one that came to our heads and that we remember the most fondly. But yeah, I hope that it helps you plan your trip, Sally. And if your name is not Sally, you can leave a comment below and ask us your questions about traveling in New Zealand. If you find this useful, like and subscribe because YouTube asked me to tell you to do that. And let's get back to the live chat. Okay, Rahan says, thanks. Clay says, Mensah, it seems that, so they're talking about the civil engineering. And Clay is a local in Dunedin, Mensah. So listen, a local is telling you what to do. And he says, there seems to be a lot of roadworks in New Zealand. Yeah, I was trying not to say that because that's a bit, but yeah, there's a lot of roadworks in New Zealand. He said, there seems to employ a lot of people to stand and watch two people work. I'm sure there's a market, experience or not.
That's quite funny. That's a joke that a lot of locals make. We do have like some friends here that all.
And that's what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to be me saying it. So I'm glad Clay says it. So, you know, I can put that under the license of the locals say that. It wasn't me. I'm not a foreigner kind of mocking. And I'm not a foreigner anyway. I've been here 11 years. God damn it. Okay, Fabio is laughing. Joe Washington says, hi, good to meet you guys again. Any updates? Yes, you should rewind the videos. We did a whole travel news segment where we talk about all the updates. And also, we have a full video about the latest travel announcement. So you may want to catch up on those. There is a lot happening this week, mate.
Yes, there's a link in the description below to see the latest, our latest video about the recent announcements about the borders reopening. And that happened this week. It was announced by the New Zealand government. So check out the link in the description below for a nice long video about that.
Okay, now we have a bit of a battle in between people. So Swapnil says, so always post 2 long videos. Please make the short and simple videos which explains key points. Okay?
Yeah.
So how short do you want the videos, Swapnil? And then Sanders say, always post 2 short videos. Please make longer videos. All right. I think we should settle that with an arm wrestle. Sanders and Swapnil, can you guys arm wrestle and we'll see which one it is. So just to give you some understanding a little bit, right? When we do the news, what's really important. So I think, Swapnil, you're talking mostly when we talk about the news and the travel news, right? The reason why our videos are a little bit longer is because we want to make sure that you really understand the stuff. If you literally take a second to look at the comment sections of some of the news video that we did. For example, go to our latest border announcement and you look there. You will find about 40 people that literally ask exactly the same question, which I already answer in the video, right? So I'm trying to make sure that you guys get all those information because the more we do those videos, the more we know what kind of questions you're asking. So I'm trying to answer all those questions. And yet a lot of people just don't want to, or just don't pay attention to the video and then still ask the question. But I'm trying a lot to give all the answer. Plus on top of that, we try to give you the really in-depth, not really in-depth, but the really clear information and the clear and official and non-biased and no interpretation, just actual what the official information is so you can make your decision. We're not here to analyze things or give our opinion. It's no place for us to give an opinion when we talk about news. So that's why sometimes the video ran a little bit long. But yeah, it's genuinely to help, not to be mean that I make the video longer. It's just literally, here's the quote of the guy, here's what that means. Here's the quote of the guy, here's what that means. In order for people also that not necessarily are really good with the English language to also have 2 versions of the same information in order for them to have a better grasp of what it is. So that's why it's a little bit long. And to answer to Sanders, you always post video too short, please make them longer. I know you're cheeky. But actually, the videos are getting a little shorter just because I think they're a little bit punchier. So there's a couple of series. Just to give you some context, I actually have uploaded and scheduled about 100 videos in the last 2 weeks for you guys. And yeah, a lot of the videos are around like the between 5 and 6 minute marks just to keep things a bit more concise and everything. But there's some fun things coming up. So yeah. Okay, Christina says the phone is dying, so she's leaving.
Okay.
Goodbye, Christina.
Bye, Christina. Enjoy the lovely weather and say hello to your mother-in-law for us.
Oh, wow. Okay. Chukwu Maobi Ula Ulua. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Chukwu Maobi Ulua says, great job, guys.
Thanks.
I don't think you meant great job on pronouncing your name because I struggled. But thank you very much for the nice words. Anthony Comstock is here and says, Morena, sorry I was running late. What does Morena
that's okay.
means?
Morena means good morning in the Maori language. And Maori are some of the first early settlers of New Zealand or first early culture of New Zealand.
Yes. Emoji Guy says, is there mobile voucher in shops available for Skinny? Or is it only available for Vodafone and Spark? Do New Zealand have refill cards? It's like credit card, but with a code on it. We don't do refill card, but we do vouchers.
So yeah, in order to sort of top up your phone at a supermarket, for instance, it's not specifically a card, but when you go to the counter at a supermarket, you basically ask the cashier, can I get a Skinny top-up voucher?
You can also say, can I get whoop whoop along the way?
And yeah, you can ask, can I get a whoop whoop? And yeah, so you ask for a top-up voucher, and basically it is just like printing a receipt, and it will have your code on there for you. And obviously you tell them how much you want to top up by, or yeah, how much you want to top up by, $10, $15, whatever, and that will be printed on the voucher as well, or on the receipt.
Yeah, so we use Skinny. As you know, that's one of the companies that we recommend because it's pretty cheap. So we use Skinny, and we top up using our debit card, and you can use it through the app, and it's quite handy in that way. But yeah, otherwise you can get voucher pretty much any supermarket, convenience store.
Or convenience store, yeah.
And we have Jonathan Vincent, who says, I'm on Skinny.
Cool.
So
us too.
Yeah. We've got unlimited minutes together, Jonathan. We can call for hours, we can talk all night long.
I think it's pretty much unlimited minutes to any New Zealand or Australian number.
It used to be like skinny to skinny unlimited. And so we both had Skinny, so we could call each other. We got for all those times we spent apart. It's probably as far apart as we stand for like the entire week.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we at? Clay says they do return passes too, which I think is a great idea. Back to accommodation for feed and nap, and then back round 2, more convenient if you have kids. Return passes for what? Clay, context. That would be great. I do not know what this comment is about.
Maybe we're missing a comment or something.
Yeah, maybe that was about maybe about some of the hot pools. If there's some hot pools with passes, return passes. I'm not sure. Okay. Sally Haig says, and starts about the hot pools, and she said, thank you, that was great advice. You're very welcome,
You're
Sally.
welcome.
When are you planning to travel in New Zealand? Give us a little bit of context. I know you've been asking us questions for the last couple of weeks, but I need to hear like the story of people about 2 or 3 times, and after I'm like, okay, it's Sally, she's from so-and-so, and she's, planning a trip to New Zealand with her hubby or something. I like to have this context, so when we
the story behind the traveler.
Yeah. And Clay was talking about Hadman Springs. They do return passes, which is a great idea. So, you go there, back to accommodation. Passes. So you basically can go in and out of the hot pool, so you don't have to get the food in there. That's what he meant. So that's true. Hadman Spring does that, and Hadman Spring is one of the hot pools which is most flexible for families. You send the kids play in the whole
sort of water park area.
Water park area, which is not just for the kids, to be fair. When we did film over there, and you guys, can see the video on the channel, we spend a lot of time in the
the Super Bowl slide is particularly good.
Yes, it got the Laura seal of approval.
It is, yes.
Cool. Clay wants a poll. Okay, I will do a poll while you're gonna be talking, Laura, about thumb up done, host. Oh, thank you can you tell people to like and subscribe? I'm doing the poll quickly.
Okay, so if you do like what we're doing on this channel, then a great way to reward us is simply by clicking the like button. It is free to do. It is so easy. The like button is just below the video. If you are new to YouTube, which I'm sure you guys are very, you understand YouTube very well. But yeah, click like is a free way to reward us. And if you want to get notifications for when we are doing more videos, then when you are subscribed, there's an option to click the little bell button. And if you click the bell button, you will get a notification on your YouTube homepage for when we publish a new video.
Here you go. So, poll is on. Will you visit the hot pool on your next trip to New Zealand or not? That counts if you're local as well. If you're about to do an outing in New Zealand, on your next one, will it be to a hot pool? Tell us.
And it could be a hypothetical trip.
Yes. Okay. What do we have? Clay says I'm with Sander, so he wants video longer. All right. Oh, I should have done that as a poll. Should we make the video longer or shorter? Damn. You know what? I'm going to write it down, and next week we're going to get you to vote. Should we make our video longer or shorter? I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Poll. I don't know how to write.
The poll is already sorted for next week. See,
I can't forget. Organized. Clay, that's your new job. When we start the live session, make sure you remind me to do the poll. No, otherwise I forget. I give judge to everybody.
Yeah, so everyone on this channel has a job. We have Anthony Comstock, which reminds us when we need to start wrapping up. We have
Emoji guy, which is putting a smile on my face with emojis.
Yes, we do. Yes.
And now we have Clay. He has to drink and tell us to do the poll.
Yep.
Here you go.
And then we have everyone else to remind you guys that the borders are not open just yet.
And we have Nathan as well, which is in Topo. His job is not to go to work because he's always like, I'm going to need to go to work. So there's one guy, his job is not to go to work.
Yeah.
So here you go. Anyway, like and subscribe. So it's good. There's 21 of you guys watching, 17 watching. There's 4 of you, which is like, I'm unsure if you watch it, if you like it or not. So, tell us if you like it or not. And yeah. Okay, where are we on? Jokes aside, all that nonsense. The Agari family says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Ezekiel says, do you think the weather is better in New Zealand or in the UK? Oh, that's for you, Laura.
Okay.
Weather, New Zealand, better.
I think it's better in New Zealand.
Why?
In the UK, I feel like the weather's slightly more consistent in the UK. However, in the UK, it's kind of like you don't get sort of extreme weather, and I like extreme weather. So I guess this is more of a personal opinion. But in the UK, it's kind of like you just get it sort of. It's usually mild, drizzly, and it always is.
Why are you selling it to me right now?
Sometimes you get a nice sunny day, but it's not great. But in New Zealand, you are getting, some in the higher mountainous regions, you are getting snow, so you can go snowboarding or skiing or. Sometimes you'll get like pouring rain, which is really heavy, and that's really fun to watch. And only fun if you are indoors looking outdoors at that rain. If you're in the rain, usually it's not that fun. Or you get some really stunning days where it's nice and sunny and warm weather. And yeah, it's usually just it can be, I think, a bit warmer than in the UK. However, the sun in New Zealand is a lot harsher. In New Zealand, you are going to get sunburn a lot easier compared to in the UK, where people are in their gardens as soon as the sun comes out and everyone's trying to I need a tan quickly on my pasty English skin. But if you do that in New Zealand, you will be fried to a crisp. I prefer New Zealand just because there's more extremes in the temperature and the weather.
But if you're into consistency, stay in the UK. Apparently.
Yes,
that's Laura's take on that one. That was an interesting question, Ezekiel. I liked it.
Yeah.
Emoji guy says, where can we access free internet in New Zealand?
Mostly at any library.
Cafes, they have free Wi-Fi as well.
Only obviously if you make a purchase.
Yes.
So that's not technically free.
But it's free with your coffee.
It's free with your coffee, yes.
Some museums and public places, such as Te Papa Museum, sometimes like in Auckland, they have some Wi-Fi kind of areas, and Wellington, those kind of things. So they have some of those. But yeah, most in hostels and hotels and everything usually comes with free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, typically you can mostly rely on free accommodation. I mean, free Wi-Fi in accommodations. But we do have an article on nzpocketguide.com of we have all sorts of different articles when it comes to Wi-Fi. We have articles on how to get internet and Wi-Fi. I think we have a top 10 on the top 10 best places for free Wi-Fi across the country.
Tested by us.
Yes, so if you want to make a free Wi-Fi spot your destination, then we have an article on that as well. I mean, one of the famous places, I think, in the entire country to get free Wi-Fi is at the Te Papa Museum in Wellington. Everyone knows it, either for, being an awesome museum, but also for actually being a place where you can get free Wi-Fi that's really good. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, cool. Clay said we need to go again, and they have a new ride, and he puts the ball ride to shame. Oh no! What is? Oh, that's the thing that does up and down. Yeah.
I think we talked about it on another live session. Yes, we do need to go again. We need to get some updated information on those water slides.
Jonathan Vincent's the best. He clicked on like. He's like, yeah, done.
Yeah, boom. Nice, thank you.
Okay, Sally is giving us a bit of context. So Sally says, I am in the UK, so hopefully late next year for around 6 weeks if restrictions are allowed. You guys give fantastic advice, so appreciative of your work. Oh, you're awesome, Sally. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, you rock. Keep hanging out with us. You have a whole year to plan your trip to New Zealand, so hang out with us for a whole year. Keep on asking questions about your trip. We'll be happy to help you out. And yeah, we do have a lot of video on the channel. Actually, I was checking. So because I uploaded so many videos recently, I was checking. We have 1,300 videos on this damn channel. There is a lot of videos.
Yeah.
But they're changing as it goes, and it gets hopefully better. Clay reminds us that his future job is actually bus driver. If you remember that, hypothetical, like everybody's traveling together.
Oh yes, yeah.
That, like, dream
Someone
day.
was making the sandwiches. I can't remember who it was, but
Yeah.
someone was making
Nathan
sandwiches.
was making sandwiches, I think.
Was
Nathan was making. Nathan, were you making sandwiches? I think you were saying that. Yeah, that was funny. Fabio says, all the medium ones. So, on my survey, I need to add medium. Okay, what defines medium, though? I always hate when there's like a, like when they say like rank, from like 1 to 3. Why would you go for
Maybe
2?
we need to go for like, short is 1 to 5 minutes, medium is 6 to 10 minutes is quite long. Maybe 6 to 7 minutes, and then long is 10 minutes. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll figure out something.
That's the
Fabio, you better come. You better not watch football next week, because I'm going to do the survey now. I'm going to have a medium version just for your face. So you better be here. No stress. Emoji guy, Clay tell you that Lawrence have free Wi-Fi, and that's all it has, though. Oh, the little township of Lawrence has free Wi-Fi.
It's all it has. Okay.
Drive over there with the free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Why not? The Agari family says, "One love, keep us together." Oh, well, that's lovely.
One love.
One love. Clay says, Octagon in Dunedin has. Yeah, so that's kind of like, so he's talking about the free Wi-Fi, right? So as I was saying, some cities, they have like sections of their cities where they have that. So the Octagon is like a big place in middle of Dunedin, right?
Shaped like an octagon.
Well, wow. That is mind-blowing.
It needs to be said.
Yes. And so in there's free Wi-Fi, so you just kind of have to like go to a certain step and like put, use free Wi-Fi. Here you go.
So there's also like small sections of Auckland city centre and Wellington city centre that also have free Wi-Fi in certain places.
He also recommends New World in Cromwell has free Wi-Fi. So here you go.
Interesting.
I mean, that is random. I like it.
Yeah.
And he also said, I stand outside any hotel and get a free lobby Wi-Fi. Yeah. So that's true. Like, that's what I was saying. In your accommodation, usually you get free Wi-Fi. So yeah, that definitely is very true.
Yeah.
And also at the Auckland airport, you get a certain allowance. But I feel like the Auckland airport, they're chipping out. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar company, and they give you like a small voucher for like a little bit of internet. It's just appalling.
Yeah, you get it for about 30 minutes when you log on to their
No one stays on the
Wi-Fi.
airport 30 minutes. It's longer than the queue you have to do to actually get checked.
Yeah.
It's insane. So yeah. So I think they're really cheap on this one. So
maybe they have a COVID special. Maybe they're like
get
an hour.
1 hour, because we got to do a test anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I think like some of the airport actually, the Topo airport doesn't have. The Christchurch airport has a better allowance for.
I do seem to recall that Queenstown Airport has internet.
Yes.
I remember logging onto it, but I don't. I feel like that might have also been the case where it was over a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Brace yourself, Laura.
Okay.
Emoji guy, say thanks for the tips, and then it comes with a brain emoji, a heart emoji, a mermaid emoji, a groovy dance emoji, a unicorn emoji, a koala emoji, a chick emoji, a turtle emoji, a butterfly emoji, a tulip emoji, a rose emoji, a palm tree emoji, a cactus emoji, a kiwi emoji, a watermelon emoji, a praying emoji, a thumbs up emoji, and a surfing emoji.
Wow. Thanks.
Holy
emoji
moly
guy.
macaroni, mate. I'm such a cheeky mood today.
Excuse me.
Nathan said you should plan a bus trip around New Zealand with everyone. Yes, I know we should, but no one can come right now, so we'll have to wait.
Who has a bus? Have we already had this conversation? I think
nobody has a bus. We'd like to find a bus, but Clay says he can drive the bus. But Clay doesn't have the license to drive the bus.
Who was the guy? Was it Michael Mariano that had like a camper van bus?
Yes, but you can sit people in there. It's fitted as a camper van.
Well, we'll have to refit it, won't we?
Yeah, Michael Mariano does have a camper van. Yeah. Okay. Emoji guy says, hold my beer, I'm coming to the Octagon for the free Wi-Fi. Ezekiel says, do you want to live in New Zealand forever, or do you plan to return to your country one day? Laura, you start. Will you plan to return back to wherever you're from?
No, there's no plans to return to live in the UK where I'm originally from. I feel like I found my place in New Zealand. So for now, I'm very happy staying in New Zealand.
I've been in New Zealand for about 11 years. I ain't living. If anything, I travel more to like some of the South Pacific Islands. I don't know if you know that, but we also run travel guides for Fiji, Tonga, Niue, And we may start new travel guides for new of those South Pacific islands, and that may take our heart maybe one day. But I'm not planning to fly back over there. I spent decades there, and done it, seen it, moving on with my life and doing something else. So
yeah, nothing is ever set in stone, so it's
Exactly,
always we're not the plan isn't to be like, okay, we must never leave New Zealand. We'll always have our eyes, we're always open, and that's kind of why we came to New Zealand in the first place and how we ended up staying here. So we have more of an open sort of mindset.
We made me drawn yet again to like the dreary weather of the UK, or
Yeah, as you grow older, it's kind of the things that you aspire to be around, is dreary weather. And
I want to do watercolors of rainy days.
Yes, exactly. So if I ever get the urge to do that, we'll return to the UK.
Good. Okay, Clay says, on the topic of bus trip, as a Kiwi, forget you have already seen all of New Zealand, would you recommend a bus tour?
For New Zealanders?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially for New Zealanders that are traveling on their own.
Yeah.
If they want to sort of, meet other people that are, well, especially at this time where mostly only the people traveling around New Zealanders, New Zealand is sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, at this time when the borders are closed, it's like the perfect time to travel around New Zealand, because you would be traveling with other New Zealanders, and there are still quite a lot of bus tours that are going around New Zealand and doing just that. So yeah, it's a good way to meet other people that are also interested in traveling around New Zealand, and getting sort of a nice guided, easy experience of seeing some places that perhaps you wouldn't have thought to go on your own, or it just takes out the entire hassle of planning a trip yourself, basically.
If I actually recommend a company, there's actually a new guy who just started a company out of Queenstown called Backyard Roadies. And he does tours for like the locals and they like tour of the South Island or North Islands and everything. And it is really awesome. So and because the new company also, they're not too pricey, and you get a lot out of your money. Like, I looked at the tour inclusions and everything. They're pretty decent tours. So so if you feel like either sending one of your kids there, I know you are thinking about that, or going on yourself, or suggesting to one of your mates. Honestly, that would be a cool idea. And also, what I like about those backyard roads is like they have like tours that are like 6 days. Is that correct? They have some shorter ones.
Yeah. So for the South Island, that's 10 days, and then they have 2 on the North Island. One is only about 4 or 5 days, and the other one might be about maybe about a week.
Yeah. So what I liked is that that could fit into kind of like you have a week of work. For example, you could do North Island in like 4 days or something like that. And then you still have some time to kind of, do a bit of R&R during your holiday, during your time off, basically.
Yeah.
So I like that. And 10 days as well to do South, and it's quite fast, because I feel like if you travel by bus as a local, you're going to want to go a little faster than what an overseas tourist is going to want to do, because they're going to want to do more. But you're just going to want to go to some like more special points.
And a good way to see if a tour is right for you is they have so a lot of tour companies will have an option which is about 3 days. So you can do like a long weekend, just see if that's the sort of vibe that if you're not sure if that's the sort of way you would like to travel, then go on. For instance, if you're based in Auckland, any Bay of Islands guided bus of islands will last about 3 days. So that's a good option to just see if that's the sort of thing that would be right for you.
And he has a follow-up. Say, I think I've seen more by self-guiding around the country and help of you guys, but maybe the drivers and guide have more info and facts. And you get that kind of like this thing that usually you don't think about searching or knowing when traveling around with the guides as well. But what I also like is that it keeps you moving. When you travel like as a just as an individual with your own car and everything, you go to a place that that you can't do just one place, but keeping moving and like kind of seeing a lot along the way. And when they drive anyway, they feel like the guilt of just driving you around, so they have to stop along the way and a lot of the pit stops and everything that you usually just drive past. So that's kind of what I like. I'm not saying like that should be your main way of traveling around New Zealand, but trying it one time, if you do have the spare money to try it, I definitely think as a local you should try it. And now it's COVID time, it's the best time literally to try that. So I feel like if you have as a local an opportunity to do a bus tour around New Zealand and you were always kind of wondering, is it a cool thing to do? Honestly, right now is the best time to do it.
And also it's a lot less, it's a lot more relaxing than driving yourself. It does feel more like a holiday, whereas if you are self-driving, sometimes, you still are having to drive yourself, plan a lot of things yourself. So it is definitely like holiday mode sort of vibe and feel to when taking one of these bus tours?
Okay. Wow, we missed a lot of comments. Fabio says, but to be honest, the internet is quite a thing in New Zealand. It's very expensive. There's not a lot of really good mobile coverage for internet. Sometimes it's really slow. Yeah, no, I mean, I tend to agree. Most of the bigger city will have good mobile coverage. But yeah, where are you based, Fabio? Already? I can't remember. I forgot. But yeah, but it's getting better with that, and hopefully for us, we may get fiber one day. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
This 100 video upload I've done the last couple of weeks just really killed me, man. Oh my god, that was.
And whenever we have any video uploading to YouTube, we cannot go on the internet on any other device because it takes up all our internet power just uploading a video. So that's how dire the situation is.
Okay, Anthony says, stay safe, but I'm here until the end. And sorry for being late. Don't be sorry for being late. It is not a compulsory thing.
It's not like we're in class right now. We're the teachers, and we want everyone to arrive on time. Yeah. Just come and go as you please. But you
should write 100 times. I should not be late next week for the live session. And,
do your lines.
Nathan also says, stay safe, and I'm here until the end. Fabio found that really funny. Anthony says, okay, Nathan, you're still trying to steal my saying. And Nathan says, I've been covering you when you haven't been able to join the live stream. So, hey, now you guys are working together.
He's learning from the master.
You have a Padawan. You're the Jedi master of the stay safe, I'm here until the end. But, you got a Padawan now. Yeah. So,
he needs practice.
Take him under your wing, and show him the ways of the Force. Clay says, I'm a people person, so meeting a bunch of strangers would be fun. I regret in my younger years not doing a Kontiki. Yeah, Kontiki would be like kind of at the bottom of my list, I'll be honest with you. But it's kind of like, it is kind of fun. I've done those kind of things. It is fun. But yeah. Maybe it's because of my age that it's at the bottom of my list.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he's saying when he was young. Like when I first arrived in New Zealand, I did Kiwi Experience, which is a big bus tour, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And obviously, if you're at a certain stage in your life, it is a lot of fun.
Fabio says he's in Austria, so mobile plans are very cheap, about 15 New Zealand dollars, and there are unlimited data and good. Wow, unlimited data for 15 New Zealand dollars. Wow. I hate you so much right now. The level of hate that I have for you is through the roof. He says a good speed for the whole country, even though we have a lot of rural areas. Well, then go stuff yourself.
We are happy for you.
I am not. I'm jealous and angry. That gives the happiness to her. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. So we pay about $16 per month. We got unlimited call and text, but we get about 1.5 gigabytes of data. That's pretty much it. And we get the New Zealand speed. So you know what it means.
Rollover data, though.
Oh, yeah. Rollover data. Because 1.5 gigabyte definitely gets to roll over because I don't usually use my 1.5.
If you don't leave the house, then that is very good.
Yes. Cool. Like I'm not using 1.5 every month. Printing shop. South Africa says, good morning. Good morning. We're going to have to wrap it up. So good morning and good evening.
Yeah.
Chandler says, thanks for the tour info. Currently exploring some tour options, including one on Bay of Islands. Head to NZ Pocket Guide, mate, and we actually list all the tour companies that we like and everything. We give you more information. So you go on NZ Pocket Guide. I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Whatever. Why am I on by it? I'll show it to you. And
with all this high-tech
I know.
stuff.
I mean, I've done all this challenge. Okay, so you're on NZ Pocket Guide right here. Like, what a beautiful website. Man, I should share it on social media. I should have. Yes. You take the time to share it on social media. Once you're done. So cheeky. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm in cheeky mood today. So you go on travel tips right here and then transportation. Oh, la-di-da. Transportation right here. And then here we get plenty of tips and trade and also like the best tours and everything like that, the difference between some of the major companies, all these kind of things. You get heaps of articles to help you make your decision, Chandler. So I hope that's going to be helpful to you. And then you can be like, wow, that was even more helpful. I'm going to share it again on social media. It's so good. I shouldn't be left staying up so late. When I'm tired, I'm like just all over the place.
You get
deliriously cheeky.
Yes.
That boy. Okay. Clay says, I really thought they were well rated. They're well rated. Just it's really a party kind of bus, and the bang for your bucks is also not as great as many other companies. So I think you get more.
any 18-year-old would have a blast on
Yes,
Contiki.
yes.
So yeah, it is really good.
Yes.
They are they're an international company, but so they obviously do have amazing marketing. There's also Top Deck and that sort of thing that are international company as well. But it is worth doing research into other like sort of small locally run bus companies
Yes.
in New Zealand,
And
because
that's why we feature them on the site.
yeah, because they have they are often run by locals that are actually really passionate about traveling in New Zealand. Obviously, that's why they've made these bus tours, and you do get like a sort of different sort of experience, and something that's been becoming really popular in New Zealand are small group tours, where they have more like a sort of minivan bus tour around the country, where you're traveling with, I think, only up to about 15 people. Yeah. That is like, because they realize that some of these huge bus tours, you do feel like it can feel a little bit crowded, and people just the bus sort of splits into its own like cliques and stuff, and it becomes a little bit like school.
Claire, as a follow-up for you, so it's still at 35 with kids. Probably not keen on that, right?
I mean, it depends how old you are mentally in your head. Yes. Because you do actually often get on these bus tours. I do remember I came to New Zealand when I was about 21 years old, so I was still in pie mode, and you do get like on these party buses, you do get like the odd old person that is just like nuts and like likes to party as well.
That kooky old lady.
Yeah,
she's like, I'm ready to yoga.
So Clay, you could be the kooky old guy, or you could be that signature sort of token kooky old guy on the Contiki bus, and that can be your role.
Okay. We have Jonathan Vincent, which is another Padawan, says, stay safe and wishing you all an excellent week. But I'm here until the end. Look at that. He put his own twist into that. So, Anthony, you got to whack those little students. They're not doing it by the rules. They don't use the correct sentence.
You need to keep it short and sweet. None of these pleasantries.
Sudhir is asking about the borders. So you may want to rewind the video. We talk about it at the beginning of the video. So Sudhir, rewind the video and we talk about all that at the beginning of the video. Just watch the first half an hour of this live streaming and you'll be sweet. Emoji guy says, Jonathan says he's on the same plan than me. So here you go. We are plan brothers from Skinny. Emoji guy says 1.25 gigabytes for $16. I think not 1.5. Yes. However,
not even 1.5.
No. But however, like really often when you top up and when it renews, it said like thanks for your loyalty and they give you extra data like a little bit. So last time I got an extra gigabyte something. So it evens out. But yeah, that's why I don't know the amount of data because it changes all the time. So yeah. And he says. The $36 plan is better in my opinion, 4.5 gigabyte plus endless data at reduced speed. Yes, I agree with you. So when we're on the road and when we travel, we usually switch to that plan. And that's the good thing with Skinny. You can go back and forth between plans, right? But like obviously our normal everyday plan, because we spend a lot of time at home, we use the Wi-Fi here at home and therefore we don't need the extra data. But yeah, when we're on the go, definitely we get the extra plan for sure. So the $36 plan. Okay, Clay says have a good one, and Printing Shop says where expensive New Zealand data. Well, where is it expensive to get data in New Zealand? Pretty much everywhere it's expensive to get it. It is hard to find free and cheap, reliable internet for sure in New Zealand. So yeah. All right, that wraps up our live session. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Like and subscribe. It's always good because I didn't say that at all during the live session. And the poll. Before we finish, let me end the poll. Okay, we had 29 votes, and 79% of you says yes. I want to visit the hot pool on my next trip in New Zealand, and 21% of them was like, hell no, I'm not bathing with other dirty people. That's nonsense. I'm going to go bungee jump instead. That's exactly what all of the 29% of you guys said. Here you go. Anyway, Thank you for answering the poll. We'll see you next week at the same time. In the meantime, we do have plenty of videos coming up this week. We have 2 rewinds of New Zealand's biggest gap year. We have a new video series, which is Weekend Getaway. So keep an eye out for that one, where I'm talking about one city and I'm telling you what I would do for a weekend if I were to live there. And we also have What Is It Really Like coming up on next Saturday yet again. So yeah, last Saturday, literally yesterday, that was about the Polynesian spa, fittingly enough for you, Sally. So for you, Sally, fittingly enough, quite nice. And yeah, There is another one. I have no idea which one I scheduled. I did record a few.
Like you said, he's delirious.
Yes, delirious, guys. All right, what do we have? Anthony Comstock says, over in America, Metro has a 30, 40, and 50 and $60 plan, and all of them with unlimited. Well, very jealous again, Anthony. You guys can keep on bragging how amazing your internet offering is. Go ahead, guys. Yeah, what do we have? Emoji guys give us a ton of emojis, and Fabio wraps it up with 23 likes and 17 viewers. Yes, there is 6 ghosts. Bye-bye, guys.
See you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, see you next week, Fabio. Better be here.
Cheers.